Who are you going to call? Chatting Tracks.
Chatting Tracks. Let's talk music.
Hi, it's Robbie. It's Chatting Tracks. Let's talk Halloween. Let's talk Halloween indeed. Welcome to today's episode. We're doing the top 10 Halloween songs of all time. It's going to be spooktacular. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. It's going to get worse, let's be honest. Anyway, thanks for joining me on today's list. If you're a first-time person, welcome along. I'm so glad you're joining me on this fantastic list today. And if you're a turner, hello, mate. So great to have you back. Let's get a Halloween on, shall we? Anyway, while we're waiting around, let's do this. At number 10, it's Bark at the Moon by Ozzy Osbourne. Starting us off today, we're diving into one of the most iconic tracks in heavy metal history. Bark at the Moon by the one and only Ozzy Osbourne. Released in 1983, this track has everything you'd expect from the Prince of Darkness. Catchy riffs, powerful vocals, and the right amount of spooky vibes. Bark at the Moon is the title track from Ozzy's third solo album, and it's a song that really stands out, not only because of its killer sound, but also for the story behind it. This was Ozzy's first album after the tragic death of his legendary guitarist Randy Rhoads. Stepping in to fill those huge shoes was Jake E. Lee, and let me tell you, he definitely brought his A game. Right from the opening riff, you can feel the intensity. Jake E. Lee's guitar work on this track is nothing short of electrifying. That intro is like a call to arms for every metalhead out there. It's fast, it's furious, and it perfectly sets the tone for the rest of the song. Now let's talk about the lyrics. Bark at the Moon tells the story of a creature, part man, part beast, who has resurfaced from the dead and is out for revenge. It's classic Ozzy, blending horror themes with a signature theatrical style. The lyrics might sound dark and eerie, but that's exactly what makes the song so much fun. The song's title and theme were heavily inspired by werewolf mythology. You've got this image of a lone wolf howling at the moon, which ties into the song's themes of isolation, transformation, and of course a little bit of madness. It is Ozzy after all. It's the perfect blend of rock and roll and horror, which Ozzy has become the master of. When Bark at the Moon was released, it became an instant hit. The music video, which featured Ozzy dressed as a werewolf, added to the song's mystique and became one of the most memorable videos of the 80s. It also became a fan favourite at Ozzy's concerts. Just hearing the opening riff is enough to send the crowd into a frenzy. I've been there, it's mental. Let's not forget the impact the song had on Ozzy's career. Bark at the Moon helped cement his status as a solo artist, showing the world that even after losing Randy Rhoads, Ozzy is still at the top of his game. It's a track that stood the test of time, continuing to be a staple in the world of rock and heavy metal. At 9, it's Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish.
This song has captivated millions with its eerie sound and deep thought-provoking lyrics. But what exactly is it about? And why does it resonate with so many? Let's break it down in a simple and easy way to understand. First, let's talk about the music itself. Bury a Friend isn't your typical pop song. From the very beginning, it's clear this track is very different. The song is filled with unsettling sounds such as whispers, heavy bass, and distorted beats. This creates a dark, almost nightmarish atmosphere that makes the listener feel like they're inside a horror movie. Billie has said that she wanted the song to make you feel like you're inside the mind of a monster, and the music really reflects that. Now let's move on to the lyrics. On the surface, Bury a Friend seems like a conversation with a monster, but as you dig deeper, it becomes clear that the monster could represent Billie herself, or rather the darker parts of her mind. She asks the questions like, what do you want from me? Why do you run from me? These questions reflect inner fears and struggles with identity, fame, and the pressures of being in the spotlight. One of the most striking lines is, I want to end me. This line is powerful and raw, touching on themes of self-doubt and mental health. Billie isn't shy about exploring darker emotions in her music, which is one of the reasons she connects with fans so well on such a deep level. The central theme of Bury a Friend is inner conflict. It's about battling with your own thoughts and parts of yourself you might not fully understand. Billie has mentioned in interviews that the song represents the feeling of being overwhelmed by thoughts, almost as if you're haunted by your own mind. The music video adds another layer to this. In the video, Billie is seen as both the victim and the monster, which visually represents the struggle she's singing about. The song's dark and eerie visuals perfectly match the song's theme, making it more impactful. In summary, Bury a Friend is a powerful exploration of fear, identity, and the darker side of the human mind. Billie Eilish uses haunting music and deep lyrics to create a song that isn't just meant to be heard, it's meant to be felt. The track invites us to think about our own inner struggle and the monsters we all face, making it a truly unique and relatable piece of art. So next time you listen to Bury a Friend, take a moment to really absorb the atmosphere, the lyrics, and the emotion behind it. It's a song that stays with you long after it's over, like any good story should.
Hey, it's Superstition by Stevie Wonder.
First off, did you know Stevie Wonder was just 22 years old when he first wrote and recorded Superstition? The song was released in 1972 as part of his album Talking Book, and it quickly became a massive hit. It reached number 1 in the Billboard Top 100 and is still one of his most popular songs to date. That funky riff at the start of the song is actually Stevie Wonder playing a Hofner clavinet, a keyboard instrument that Stevie Wonder mastered. That riff drives the entire song and gives it its infectious groove, and it makes it impossible just to sit still when you hear it. But Superstition isn't just a catchy tune. The lyrics carry a deeper meaning too. Stevie wrote about the dangers of believing in superstitions, warning us that relying on them can lead to bad decisions. Lines like, "When you believe in things you don't understand, then you suffer," really hits home, don't they? It's a reminder to trust reason and logic rather than falling into the traps of fear and superstition. Now here's a fun fact. Superstition was almost given away. Stevie originally wrote the song for guitarist Jeff Beck, who was jamming with him in the studio. But after recording his own version, Stevie's team convinced him to keep it for himself. That's a great call, right? Because the song ended up defining an era. From its funky rhythms to its meaningful lyrics, Superstition is a masterclass in blending musical talent and powerhouse storytelling. Stevie Wonder's unique ability to fuse funk, soul, pop in one track is just what makes him a musical genius. And Superstition is proof of that genius, still grooving over 50 years later. So the next time you hear this classic, remember, there's more to it than just a great beat.
At 7, it's the Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is a cult classic movie from 1975. I must have seen it about 6 million times. It's a wild mix of science fiction, horror and musical theatre, with a healthy dose of campy fun. The movie itself is an experience, but the Time Warp is a scene that really steals the show. So what exactly is the Time Warp? It's a song and dance number that happens early in the movie and is performed by a group of bizarre and colourful characters in a spooky mansion. The whole thing is like a party where everyone's invited to let loose and go wild. Well, let's do the Time Warp again. The song itself is a catchy, upbeat rock tune that starts with a memorable guitar riff and quickly turns into a call of action. The lyrics are about how to do the dance. It's just a jump to the left and then a step to the right. It's so simple yet infectious, you can't help but want to join in. And that's exactly what people have been doing for nearly 50 years. Midnight screenings of the Rocky Horror Picture Show have become legendary. And that's exactly what people have been doing for nearly 50 years. Midnight screenings of the Rocky Horror Picture Show have become legendary, with fans dressing up as their favourite characters and, of course, dancing the Time Warp together in the aisles. It's become more than just a movie scene, it's a ritual. But beyond the fun, there's also a deeper meaning going on. The Time Warp is about breaking free from constraints of everyday life and diving into the world of fantasy and fun. It's a celebration of being different and being weird and embracing them all with open arms. No wonder it resonates with so many people for so long. Over the years, the Time Warp has popped up in pop culture, parodies, tributes, even commercials. But it's become a symbol of unrestrained fun and reminds us that sometimes you just need to let go and dance like nobody's watching. So whether you're a veteran of midnight screenings or just discovering it for the first time, the Time Warp is more than just a song. It's an experience and a tradition and a little piece of musical history. So next time you hear that familiar riff, don't be shy. Get up, jump to the left, step to the right, and do the Time Warp again.
6, it's Highway to Hell by ACDC.
Released in 1979, Highway to Hell is the opening track and title song of AC/DC's 6th studio album. It was a major hit and marked a turning point for the band, bringing them into the mainstream rock scene. The song was written by the band's core members Angus Young, Malcolm Young and Bon Scott. Bon Scott, the band's lead singer, delivered the lyrics in his signature raspy voice, making the track unforgettable. But what does Highway to Hell actually mean? Contrary to what people might think, the song's not about devil worship or anything dark. It's about life on the road as a rock band, endless tours, late night parties, and the relentless lifestyle that comes with it. The highway symbolises the band's hectic schedule and the toll it took on them. They felt like they were on a non-stop ride to exhaustion, hence the phrase, Highway to Hell. But sadly, this was the last album with Bon Scott, who tragically passed away in 1980. But his legacy lives on through this song and the energy he brought to the band. Highway to Hell was a huge success and reached the top 20 in the US and earning AC/DC international fame. It remains a rock anthem regularly used in films, TV shows and even sports events. Even decades later, Highway to Hell continues to resonate with audiences around the world. It's a testament to AC/DC's endurance and influence in the rock world. And that's a quick look at Highway to Hell. Remember, keep rocking. It's not just a song, it's a symbol of the rock and roll spirit.
At number 5, this is Halloween from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before Christmas is a classic stop-motion animated film created by Tim Burton and released in 1993. One of its most iconic songs from the movie is This Is Halloween. But what makes this song so special? This Is Halloween is the first major song in the movie, and it's our grand introduction into Halloween Town, a place where every day is Halloween. The song perfectly captures the spooky yet playful atmosphere of the town and its quirky residents. The song is sung by the residents of Halloween Town, each one introducing themselves and showing off their own brand of fright. You've got ghosts, witches, vampires, and even a clown with a tearaway face. Yuck. Each character brings something unique to the table, making the town feel alive. Well, in a creepy undead kind of way. What really stands out about This Is Halloween is the music. Composed by Danny Elfman, the song is a catchy yet eerie tune that's instantly recognisable. The lyrics are full of clever rhymes and spooky imagery, painting vivid pictures of Halloween Town and its ghoulish residents. Take, for example, the line, "I am the Who, when you call, who's there?" It's both playful and a little unsettling, perfectly capturing the spirit of the town. The whole song is filled with these little moments that make you smile and even send a little shiver down your spine. Since its release, This Is Halloween has become a Halloween anthem. It's been covered by numerous artists and even used in Halloween events and attractions around the world. The song has taken on a life of its own, a bit like the characters in Halloween Town. In just a few minutes, This Is Halloween takes us to the world of The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's spooky, it's fun, it's the perfect way to kick off the journey through Halloween Town. So the next time you're in the mood for something spooky, give the song a listen. I'm sure you'll get in the Halloween spirit.
At number 4, it's Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr.
First off, Ghostbusters isn't just a song. It's the song for the 1984 movie of the same name. The track was written and performed by Ray Parker Jr., a talented musician who's already well known in the world of music before this big hit. But what makes this song so special? Let's find out. Interestingly, Parker was given just a few days to write the song. He needed something catchy, something fun, and that tied into the movie. The problem is, how do you make a song about busting ghosts sound cool? But inspiration struck when he saw a late-night commercial on TV. So he was watching TV one night and this cheesy ad came on with a catchy jingle. And Parker thought, what if the Ghostbusters were like an actual business, like with a hotline? And the idea led to the famous chorus that we all know. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters! Parker recorded the song really quickly, layering his vocals, adding those funky beats that make it so memorable. The result was a mix of pop, rock, and a little bit of funk, a combination that made the song instantly appealing. Plus, the upbeat tempo and catchy lyrics were perfect for the movie's fun and supernatural vibe. I've got to be honest, I think this is my favourite, but don't tell anyone. When Ghostbusters released, it became an instant smash almost overnight. The song shot to the top of the charts, reaching number 1 in the Billboard Top 100, staying there for an amazing 3 weeks. The song's success was driven not only by its connection to the movie, but its universal appeal. Even people that hadn't seen the film were still singing along to the song. The song's music video was also a hit. Music videos, you remember them? It also featured Parker performing the song alongside clips from the movie with the Ghostbusters, as well as celebrities like Chevy Chase and John Candy. This helped the song stay popular way after the movie was released. Now, it's worth mentioning that there was also some controversy surrounding the song. Huey Lewis, the lead singer of Huey Lewis and the News, sued Ray Parker Jr., claiming Ghostbusters was too similar to their song I Want a New Drug. The case was eventually settled out of court, but it's an interesting footnote in the song's history. I've heard the two tracks. They're very similar, but they're not the same. So what makes Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. so iconic? It's a combination of a catchy tune, a connection to a beloved movie, and the way it perfectly captures the fun and quirky spirit of Ghostbusters themselves. Even decades later, when you hear the famous question, who are you going to call? You know exactly how to answer.
At number 3, it's Rockwell and Somebody's Watching Me.
First things first, who is Rockwell? The name might not ring a bell for everyone, but here's the scoop. Rockwell is the stage name of Kennedy William Gordy. Yes, you heard the last name right. He's the son of Berry Gordy, the legendary founder of Motown Records. But Rockwell didn't want an easy ride on his dad's coattails. He wanted to make a name for himself, and boy did he succeed. So in 1983, Rockwell came up with the idea for a song about paranoia, feeling like someone's constantly watching you. He recorded a demo and brought it to Motown. Even though his dad owned the company, Rockwell didn't use his real name on the demo, trying to avoid favoritism. The label loved it, and the song got the green light. So here's where it gets more interesting. Rockwell's friend, Michael Jackson, yep, that Michael Jackson, agreed to sing the chorus. You can't miss his voice when he belts out, I always feel like somebody's watching me. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Jermaine Jackson, Michael Jackson's brother, also provided backing vocals. With his star power, the song was destined to be a hit. The song dropped in 1984 and quickly climbed the charts, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Top 100. The music video is great as well, with its eerie, almost horror movie-like vibe, a perfect match for the song and themes of paranoia. Rockwell mixed funky beats, creepy lyrics, and the King of Pop's voice to make a track that's truly unforgettable. So even decades later, Somebody's Watching Me is still a favourite, especially around Halloween. It's been sampled, it's been covered, it's been used in countless movies and TV shows. Whether it's the funky beat or the feeling of being watched, there's something about that song that just sticks with you. So the next time you hear Somebody's Watching Me, you'll know it's more than just a catchy hook. It's a true 80s gem, born out of a little bit of paranoia, but a load of talent. And let's be honest, it's a Halloween classic.
At number 2, it's The Monster Mash by Boris Picket.
So the story begins with a man named Boris Picket. Now, Bobby was born in 1938 and grew up with a love for horror movies, thanks to his dad, who was a theatre manager. Bobby was especially fond of the legendary actor Boris Karloff, who famously played Frankenstein's monster. So before Bobby made his mark on the music world, he tried his hand at acting, but like lots of actors in the early 60s, Bobby was looking for his big break. He joined a band called the Cordells and started performing in nightclubs. One night while performing, Bobby decided to imitate Boris Karloff's voice in a part of a song. The audience loved it and it gave him an idea. So Bobby teamed up with his friend and fellow musician, Leonard Capizzi. Together they wrote a song that combined Bobby's love for horror with his knack for impressions. And they came up with the idea for the Monster Mash. A song that's an imaginary party where all the classic movie monsters like Dracula and Wolfman come together to do the new dance craze. The lyrics were playful and fun, and Bobby's Karloff-inspired voice brought it all to life. They recorded it in May 1962, complete with eerie sound effects like creaking doors, bubbling cauldrons, and groaning monsters. But here's the kicker, they didn't even have a record deal, so Bobby and Leonard had to shop the record around themselves. Eventually, a small label called Garpack Records took a chance on them. And what a chance it was. The Monster Mash was released in August 1962, just in time for Halloween. And people couldn't get enough of this quirky, spooky song, and it quickly became a Halloween anthem. Now, not everybody was happy with the success of the Monster Mash. In the UK, it was banned on the radio stations, as they thought it was too morbid for the airwaves, but it didn't stop the song becoming an instant classic. So even more than 60 years later, the Monster Mash continues to be a Halloween staple. It's covered by countless artists, it's used in TV, movies, commercials, you name it, it's been there, and is a must on playlist Halloween parties. As for Boris Picket, he never had quite another hit like the Monster Mash, but he embraced the song's success, performing it throughout his entire career. He even released sequels like Monsters Party and Monster Rap, but nothing quite matched the magic of the original.
At number 1, what else could it be? It's Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Released on the 30th of November 1982, Thriller was the 7th and final single from Michael Jackson's album of the same name. The album itself is one of the best-selling albums of all time, and Thriller played a massive role in that success. So what makes Thriller so special? Well, first off, the song blends different genres like pop and funk, and there's a little bit of disco in there as well. It makes it catchy and danceable. But what really sets it apart is its spooky theme. The song tells the story of someone being chased by unknown terrors in the night, which is both thrilling and chilling all at the same time. Well, we can't talk about Thriller without mentioning the iconic music video. Directed by John Landis, the video was more of a short film than a traditional music video. It was 14 minutes long and featured Michael Jackson turning into a werewolf and leading a group of dancing zombies. You know it, you've seen it, it's amazing. The choreography and special effects and the storyline all came together to create something that has never been seen in the music industry before. I remember it coming out, man, did that blow some doors open. The video premiered on the 2nd of December 1983. It quickly became a cultural phenomenon, often credited with breaking down racial barriers on MTV and pushing music videos into the mainstream as a form of entertainment, not just for marketing tools for songs. Another memorable part of Thriller is the creepy voiceover by actor Vincent Price. His eerie laugh and spoken word segment makes it perfect for Halloween playlists. Fun fact, Price was only paid $20,000 for his contribution, but his part has become one of the most memorable aspects of the song. Now, let's not forget the impact Thriller had on pop culture. Every year around Halloween, you can see people of all different ages and backgrounds trying to recreate the famous zombie dance. It's a song that brings people together, whether they're fans of pop music, horror films, or just love to dance. So why does Thriller continue to captivate audiences more than 40 years later? It's a perfect blend of great music, innovative video production, and a timeless theme. Michael Jackson's talent and vision created something that still feels fresh, even decades later after its release.
So there you have it, that's your top 10 Halloween songs of all time. Let me know in the description if you agree with the list or if you disagree. What songs did I miss out? Should I do another list of what songs should be on it? You let me know. Also, what's your favourite Halloween song? I'd love to know that as well. I'll tell you what, throw in your favourite film as well, Rory. Might as well get a bit cheeky with it as well. Absolutely, why not? Now, while you're here, like I said at the start, if you can like and subscribe, that'd absolutely help me out if you're a first time person, because it turns out 80% of the people do not subscribe. Also, I want to get about 10,000 subscribers because I want to start playing unsigned bands. So if I get about 10,000 and 1,000 people watch the videos, YouTube won't take my channel, and that would be because of you. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe, you know it'll help me out. And if you've already done it, thank you so much. You're amazing. You helped me on my life journey and you're just absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Now, in the spirit of all things fun and Halloween, I'll put some bloopers at the end for you because I don't get things perfect half the time. Check them out. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Love and peace. Number 5. This is Halloween from the Nightmare. Okay, say when. Okay. Number 5. This is Halloween from the Nightmare Before Christmas. That's not it, is it? That is it, isn't it? Hang on, what's it called? That is right, I'll do it again. At number 2, it's the Monster Mash by Bobby... Oh, you know, I can't remember his name. I forgot his name. Boris Picket, innit? That's it.